hymn number 16 on page 99. लाल गोपाल दयाल रंगीले गहर गंभीर बेअंत गोविंदे ऊज अथा बेअंत स्वामी सिमर सिमर हौ जीवा जियो. The message was that if we are going to follow the meditation path, then without exception, you have to pay attention to only one and none other. And this is not a message for a particular person, a particular religion, or a particular country, a particular race. It is a message for the entire mankind. That there is only one. And that one can be called by different names, can be addressed differently. That does not mean more than one name doesn't mean there is more than one energy. Energy is only one. How do you get that clarity in your mind so that we don't keep falling back again and again and again? Next hymn answers that question. It says, Maajh Mehla5 Dhan Vela jit mein Satgur Mileya सफल दर्शन नेत्र पेकत तरया तन मूरत जैसे कार पल घड़ियां तन सो होए संजोगा जियो. Blessed is the time when that clarity came to me. Dhan Vela. That moment is a blessed moment when jit mein Satgur Mileya. When the one who knew the secret and opened the secret for me, that is Satgur. Satgur does not mean Gur. Gur and Satgur are two different levels, not the same. This is the last but one hymn on page 99. Satgur is the non-physical form of Gur, or you can say Gur is the physical form of Satgur. Satgur and Paramatma, or Satgur or God, are one and the same. Just as when you look at the ray of the sun, you cannot call it by another name. You can say the ray of the sun, because the quality of that ray are exactly like all other rays of the sun. But the ray's energy quantity is not the same as if there are multiple of rays hitting the same object. So you can say that it is just a difference in rank. If the creator is general, then Satgur is kernel, but having the same authority, same qualities, same characteristics, and everything the same. So that's why at some places it is repeated, Gur, Satgur ka jo sikh akhai. So there you can see that two words are being used together. That tells us something, that the words have different connotations. There is a different level that we need to pay attention to. For us, here we have muddied up the language so much that we have started calling an ordinary man a Satgur. The Satgur ji aaya India ko. Everybody becomes a Satgur. Whether they have something in them of Satgur or not, it's totally irrelevant. Because the first test would be, if there is anything of Satgur in any human being, you wouldn't be able to call him Satgur. They wouldn't allow you to bring that language down to their level. They will resist that. I'm just like you. And you will know from their humility that there is something of divine in here. The people who claim divinity are usually the farthest away from the divinity. Why? Because the ego has already taken the place. Ego has already killed the divinity. Otherwise, now, those who know Sanskrit from Gita, they will say, well, wait a minute. Veda says, Aham Brahmasi. No, the Vedas don't say Aham Brahmasi. And the way we translate Aham Brahmasi is not what it really means. Krishna is not saying, I am the God, I am the Brahman. He's saying, the whole of the Brahman is through me. Lot of difference. I am the God is a totally different statement than godliness is in everywhere. When you say godliness is everywhere, that is some dusty, same level for everything. Everybody is equal. It indicates that rather than arrogance or ego of somebody. So, Krishna is not acting as egotistical. None of the mystics acted egotistical. Muhammad never claimed himself to be equal to God. We have made him. Jesus never claimed himself to be equal to God. We made him. Nanak never declared himself to be a guru. We made him. So these are our language hang-ups that are causing these misunderstandings. So in the very first line, it says, Dhan Vela Satgur Mileya. The blessed is the moment when I met someone of the level who knew the difference between Guru and Satgur, who could explain to me, who could teach me, educate me. And where there is that education, Kabira, jahan gyan, tahan dharma hai. Look at what he is saying. Kabira, jahan gyan, tahan dharma hai, jahan jhoot teh paap. Wherever there is awareness, that is the only place that you can say that the dharma exists. Dharma exists only where there is awareness. Where there is unawareness, there is no dharma. And that's what we are all trying to do here, is to get that awareness. Objective of this congregation is not to give you some knowledge that you can go sit amongst your friends and impress upon them. It is to give you the distinction that you can understand what I am doing, why I am doing, and what the goal is supposed to be, and then the checkpost along the way, am I getting our way closer? So we have talked about all of them. We have said, here is why you are doing this. Here is what you are doing. Here is how you are doing it. And when you are doing, whatever you are doing, it has these milestones. Your anger will come down. Your greed will come down. Your arrogance will come down. Your ego will come down. If none of them are coming down, there is something fundamentally wrong. So we have never said My way is the only way. This is the right way. The others are the wrong way. We have never said that, and not because it is politically correct to do so, but it really is so. There's nothing wrong in other systems. The systems have not been properly understood. So if you go to Hindu system of thought, and they are taking the water as a element, so all of the meditations and the temples, etc., on the river banks. Why? Because they have taken the water as an element which will get to the ultimate state. But the element of water was to watch the characteristics of the water and bring those characteristics into you. What's the result? Water has no ego. As a matter of fact, it only goes downward, it never goes upward. It doesn't want to rise up. It wants to go down. And if you put a block in front of the water, it will find a way out. It's not going to fight. It's not going to say, why are you blocking me? Take this away from me. But they forgot. They turned it into a place of take a bath. That's it. If Muhammad took the dust, the earth as an element, and he said, every 3 hours, you are supposed to bow 5 times to the earth. What is he saying to you? Take the earth as an element and become like earth. Zero level. No ego. Become like dirt. Today, one of the most egotistical systems of thought is emanating from that part of the world. Why? Because they really didn't understand the message. If Yogi took the fire as an element and said, light up the fire, do the havan, do the yogas, yajnas, means what? Take the impurity from within you and pour it into the fire. How do you take the impurity from you and put in there? That's what he was trying to say. Learn how to do that. How do you do that? You sit in front of the havan fire and say, I make you a promise. Till the next time I come to you, I will not tell a lie. Now you have taken the lying part of you and offered it. And you try to remember that and you try to implement it. But what did the Hindus and Arya Samaj and all those people do? They just made it into some chanting mantras and then keep on throwing in the sandalwood and with some butter and that's it. The whole of the message became. What did knowledge take to speak? Take the word, join it with the sound, and with the help of that, try to raise your consciousness to the higher level. What did the Sikhs do? They took the sound and made it into a music. They started singing. And Gurmani said, Pavan Guru Pani Pita, I'm telling you, Pavan is Guru. Shabad is Guru. Use it as a Guru, not as a source of entertainment. So where is this clarity coming from? That clarity came from Dhan Vela jisme Satgur Mileya. Satgur brought that clarity. Blessed was the moment when that clarity came to me. Sapal darshan netra dekhad tarya. Through that, I was able to get a glimpse of that ultimate energy. The word is taken. There are 3 levels of seeing something. The eyes see something outside. The intellect understands what eyes see. and the spirit experiences it. So, Vekhana, Kekhana, and Dikhana. So here the word is Ekhat. It's seen with the intellect, not with the eyes. These eyes cannot see those energies. These eyes have no capability. It has a range of light frequencies that it can process. Every science student knows that. So once you understood, Dhan Muhurt, Chaste, Phal, Khadiyan. Muhurt literally means Muhurt. And Muhurt literally means auspicious moment. If that moment was auspicious, Chaste, Phal, Khadiyan, these are the segments of time. When the clock was not there, the months were counted by, you'll be surprised. If those of you who have read the Noah story, you know that every morning when the cow time for milking will come, they knew a day has gone by. That's how they counted the days. When the clocks are not there, how will they? There is one thing constant in human body, which we are not even aware of. Anybody? Blinking of the eyes. The eyes blink certain times per minute. One blinking of the eye is called a chakra. And so many blinking of the eyes become Khadiyan, so many become Phal, so many become this. So the shortest, smallest element of time was the gap between the blinking of the eyes in this natural rhythm. Not by controlling it, not by manipulating it. And that's what is being mentioned here. Chaste, Phal, and Khadiyan. Khadiyan actually literally is 24 minutes. Many of you have asked me that question, well, how much minimum I should sit? I said, well, ask the Guru, he'll tell you. It's documented. Kabira, ek khadi, आधी खड़ी, आधी हूँ, अपने आप. So now, let's see what he's saying. एक घड़ी 24 minutes, आधी घड़ी 12 minutes, आधी हूँ 12 and a half, 6, पुने आप, again half, 3. So now add them up. How many minutes are there? 24 plus 12, 36, plus 6, 42, plus 3, 45. 45 minutes. How much is it? Three-quarter of an hour? Okay? If we double it, how much it becomes? 1.5? Okay. Now, every religion says give 10%. Look what it was and what it became. Give 10%. 10% of your time to the nature. So if you sleep 7-8 hours, you spend an hour or so in your taking care of your physicals and eating and cleaning and things like that. That gives you about 15 hours of waking time. What's 10% of 15 hours? 1.5 hours? How much was over there? 1.5 hours? That's what they were saying. 45 plus 45. Sitting morning and sitting evening. Minimum, at one point in time, you are supposed to sit for 45 minutes. Minimum. And if you keep that minimum, morning and evening, you are offering 10% of the time of your life to God. So what do we do? Well, you give me $10, I give you $1, you are happy, I am happy. I am left with the 9, I can do with that. Right? You want 10%? You first give me 10. I'll give you $1 back. So what are you worried about? Giving him 10 or you stay with the 9? See how the mind works? Somebody's business was going down. And he tried everything, it's not working, and he prays, oh God, I'll give it, all of it in your name, just save my name, Mayana. A miracle happened. The debtors who were bothering him, they withdrew back. So now, he remembers I prayed, I asked for it, I got it. I'm now supposed to give everything away. So now he's thinking, what was the idea? Nobody heard it. Anyway, I'm the only one who knows that I prayed. But anyway, next day he publishes an advertisement. All business and property on sale for $1. When the people come rushing up for $1, it says, yeah, but a cat comes with it. And the cat cost is 10 crores. And they are both going to be sold together. Well, how does it matter whether you call cat 10 crores or this, that? But he had an idea. When the business was sold, he took the $1 and gave it to the mandir and kept the 10 crores. Because 10 crores was the cost of the cat, not the business. Business was priced at $1. How do we make up these things and we think that we are outsmarting the smartest of us all? And that's what is being talked about here. He says, Vela Satgur Mileya. That was a blessed moment when the Satgur, the wise one, the one who is there at that level, I met, and he showed me the difference between the words and the language and the difference between God and godliness and the smartness and pseudo-intellect and all of that. And all of those moments became alive for me. Tan Murat, Chate Palakadiya, Tan Sohoe Sanjoga Jiyo. That was a very, very auspicious meeting. Uddama Karadumana Nirmala Hova. So when that distinction was clear to me, I was explained all of that, what happened. Uddama Karad. Uddam Karad literally means to make an effort. With the right full of effort, suddenly discovered something. What? Just as, I was very moved by the statement last week when you said it looks like having taken 10 tranquilizers suddenly. I said, look, when you try something, when you have no bounds and the doubt, nature suddenly opens something for you. And say, look, see for yourself. And same thing is being said here. It says, Uddam Karatamana Nirmala Hova. It says, I made the right effort and I discovered a miracle. What was that? Nirmala Hova. My mind is now feeling pure, at peace, at quiet. Just because I did the rightful, mindful effort. Har marg chalat dharma jagna khova, dharma sagla khova. Har marg chalat. When you are walking on the path of the divinity, har marg chalat. You are walking on the path of Hari. You might pass walking on the path of the divinity, but then what happens? Dhan sagla hua. All of the doubts automatically disappear. Well, how does that matter? Why I am in doubt anyway? So these questions will come up to you. You have to answer them for yourself. Don't take somebody else's answers. Find your answers. What are my doubts? It is saying, Dharma Koa, your doubts will be gone. But what are my doubts? If my doubt is, to begin with, wow, there is no God. Well, if there is no God, why am I walking on the path? What I am trying to do then? Is it an exercise in self-deception? Is that my question? No, it's not my question. I am sure He is there. I have no doubt about it. If you don't have any doubt about it, can you convince somebody else? Remember, you learn best what you teach best. I know, but I cannot explain. That means you really haven't known yet. Because once you know, it will flow like a river. It will not stop. Have you ever seen a little child, once he knows how to talk, and you have tried to shut him up? Why can't you shut up? There's so much energy. There's so much flow. There's so much in nature already doing its magic. Whether it means anything to you or not, he doesn't care. He will wake up in the middle of the night and come running to you. Daddy, you know, I just thought of this. Okay, it's the middle of the night, go to sleep. No, but I thought of that. Where is this coming from? He just got it. That's the beauty of it. That's the nature. That's a pure energy flowing. No hang-ups, no concerns, no worry, no the father or the mother or both can get mad or punish or whatever they want to do. But the energy is flowing and he is going to go with it. Similarly, the doubts are there. I can guarantee you if somebody says, okay, you don't have a doubt about this? No, I know. Okay, fine. Explain to me. I have a doubt. Help me remove my doubt. And if you cannot come up with the appropriate explanation, you have work to do. That's your test. Once you know that, the energy will be flowing. Once it has become part of you, energy will be flowing. उद्यम करत मन निर्मल होवा हर मार्ग चलत धर्म सगला होवा नाम न ध्यान सतगुर सुनाया मिट गए सगले रोगा जियो. He said, why there is no question? So there is only one topic left, which is Naam Nidhan. Wherever we are talking of His name, His chanting, His meditation, His miracle. Well, where is the miracle? What miracle are you talking about? Did you not go in your garden in the morning and saw a new flower coming out? A new vegetable growing up? A new fruit coming up? Did you not see the shining smile on your child's face when he woke up first thing in the morning? Are you not listening to the birds outside? You are living in a city, but the birds are still chirping. What are they happy about? Why are they making so much noise? They are waiting for that first sun ray to hit their head. And they are chirping like little silly kids. Isn't that a miracle? The birth of a child is not a miracle. Conception of a child is not a miracle. What is it in this earth that's going on which you will say, well, that's not a miracle, I can do it. Pick one thing that's going on this planet or any other planet that you can do without the help of Ganesh. Pick one thing. Well, look, I made a knife. Well, you made a knife, you didn't make the ore. Where the metal come from? You took the metal and sharpened it. It became a knife. Okay, fine. But the miracle was in the ore, not in your sharpening. It doesn't matter where you go. Anything that you look at is the miracle. Suddenly it's a flat ground and there's a building coming up. While the people are building the building. How? Where are they getting the raw material from? The stone and the water and the masonry and the wood and all of that. Where is that coming from? That's how the doubts start disappearing. Because you start seeing the miracle in every little thing. I mean, I'm sitting here, I'm looking at the water tank. Is it not a miracle? No, then the bubbles are coming up by itself. What do you mean bubbles are coming by itself? Who gave the quality to the air to form a bubble? And who gave the quality to the water to not to absorb that air and push it right back? Isn't that a miracle? Every little thing, when you start seeing with the child's eye, and it gives you pleasure, then all of the doubts, all of the questions start disappearing, because the only topic is left. One. That's his name. That's it. Nothing more to be said. Whatever I will say from this moment on will be repetition of what I have already said. Because it is his. It's him. Naam Nidhan Satgur Sunaya Mitde Sagle Roga Jiyo. All kind of melodies disappear. Why? Because the focus now is on the Naam Nidhan. Where did it come from? From Satguru. Where did Satguru come from? From his blessing. Right from the beginning. Dhan Vela is Satguru Mileya. That's what it started from. His blessing, His grace sent me that doubt remover. And I call him Satguru. And that doubt remover made sure that I can see the game of the language, the game of the world, the game of the society, the game of the Maya. I could see through that illusion, and suddenly I am thrown back into one. What is that one? His name. What is his name? I am that I am. Remember that Moses' statement? Those of you have read, when Moses went to the Mount Sinai and had the epiphany, and there, well, Hollywood picturizes it beautifully. It says, well, it says, what will I say? How would they believe me? Who you are? I mean, give me some sign. And he said, tell them, I am that I am, said so. These are the 10 commandments that I gave. And by the time he came back, I am that I am had disappeared from the crowd completely. And he breaks that. So you know that the tablets that they are carrying around are not the original tablets? The original tablets were destroyed right at that moment. He broke them by throwing it at the idol that they had already made. They are looking for Noah's Ark, but they are not looking for Moses' tablets. That's all there is. That's supreme power. All manifesting in different colors, shapes, forms, different faces. If there is serious face, that's his. If there's a smiling face, that's his. If there's an angry face, that's his. If it's a tired face, that's his. All him. Nothing but him. Antar bahar teri bani. Antar bahar teri. Inside and outside. Whatever it is you. Oh Baba, I heard it. How many times you are going to say this? Yeah, I know you heard it. But I don't believe it. I don't think it's part of you. And a guru will keep on repeating it till it becomes part of you. For the at least last 10 years that we've been conducting these sessions, the message hasn't changed. One single message. And we still have a question. Same questions or similar questions or the question packaged that differently. The Maya, the ego keeps coming back from different directions in a different way. But it does not give up. Doesn't give up. I mean, you don't need to discuss it amongst yourself. If you were to ask me, well, say something new. I don't know anything new. Well, are you going to say something new or is the same thing that you said last week? It's exactly what I said last week. Should we come then? It's up to you. But if you're going to say the same thing, we might as well not come. Okay. So what that you heard last week, have you implemented it? If you have, then you don't need to come. But if you haven't, then I suggest that you come back. Because this is not something that a character-like repetition is required. It is something that needs to be made part of the life. Antar bahar teri bani, tud aap kati hai, aap wakhani. Beautiful metaphor. Tud aap kati hai. You said it yourself and then you explained it. How did he say it? See that it's already written here. That is what he said. And who's explaining it? He's explaining it. He may be borrowing my body, but that's about it. I have no capacity to explain this. I have no awareness of this. I'm reading this hymn the way I am talking to you for the first time. This has not ever been explained by me to anybody else first. None. This is the first time in this congregation, in front of you, being read and discussed by this body as well. So whatever is coming is going. And then tomorrow morning when I look at the recording of this, and I'm going to scratch my head. Did I say that? Where the hell did that come from? I had no clue. But then I cannot deny it either because it's my voice. Yeah, dummy, you did say that. And you absolutely feel awed by this. Oh my God. Okay, that's the work you want me to do. Thy will be done. That's all. But he's the one who's doing it. Nobody else can do it, nor has the capability to do it. Have no doubt about that. Anybody who claims the credit for this is a liar outright. And it is very clearly written here. So the aap kati, say aap wakhani. You said it, and then you explained it. He did it. No, Paisa, this is you are being humble. No, I'm not being humble. I'm very arrogant. I'm not humble. I cannot say it any other way because the words are written that way. If I could modify that, I could have modified it, but I can't. Because that's not the reality. He's the one who is doing it. And don't be under any illusion that you are the one who are listening. He is the one who is sitting listening. Get your ego out of it. Oh, I made the time. I fought the traffic. It was so much. I was even late. I was getting anxious and all that. And I came here all the way. I did it. I participated. No, you didn't. Some energy drove you here. If at all you want to take the carrot, give the carrot to your car and to yourself. Stop being what you are not. Stop claiming it. Look at the reality of it. It is that energy that is working through you. And every Friday evening it is telling you, get up and go. Well, what I'm going to do? Well, there's nothing else. You get a nice warm tea. Right? They will always get that. Well, I can promise you on behalf of Mr. and Mrs. Dhani. I can understand that. Why is he? Because he's everywhere. There's nobody else. In you, there is nobody else. He is. So he has no choice. He's sitting here, he has to listen. Those things are simultaneous. You see, there are certain actions in life which are not sequential in nature even though we talk and we say that way. Say for example, I turned on the switch and the light came and the darkness went. Right? This is how we talk. Is that the case? Turning on the switch, coming of the light, disappearance of the darkness are simultaneously. They are connected acts. You cannot find a gap between them. Similarly, takata, makata, sunta, shoi, because those are simultaneous acts. So if he is doing the vakhyan in him, he is listening in there. There is no room for question because that is automatic, simultaneous, connected. So he is in him and he is listening. He is in you and he is talking. Then how is it different from Aham Brahman? Oh. He is in him. We are not saying, we said, he's everywhere. Aham Brahmasi means Brahm is everywhere. Don't translate it by saying Krishna is claiming himself to be God. Aham Brahmasi does not mean Krishna is declaring himself to be God. You are absolutely right in saying he is everywhere. Yeah, there is no difference. Right. Now the difference is going to become when we start putting into the minor test. What left from my mouth is one thing. What got to his nerve ending in the ear is another thing. How those vibrations got filtered through his memory bank. That's third. And by the time it gets to the interpreter, it may be totally different. So we need to understand that the mind is still filtering, even though he's sitting listening. A musician in the court of a king played the music all night. And they're all getting tired. But she wants a reward from since the guru is sitting there, his family is sitting there, the whole court is sitting there. She is singing and dancing her heart out and nobody is giving her any award. They are so tired that the person who was playing tabla, he started grousing. So she's watching that he is feeling sleepy. So she hits him and says, I'll translate, but I don't know if it will make sense to you. बहुती गुजरी थोड़ी बची सारी रैन में हाय एक घड़ी के कारण मत कलंक लग जाए. He's saying all of the night is gone, there is only little bit left, and for that little bit of night you are going to defame me and it destroy the whole evening. Wake up. So now that line in a poetic form was said for him on the rhythm. And it was meant to wake him up. The guru who is sitting with all the things that Dakshina that the Raja has given him, he got up and picked up the bag and gave the bag to her and went back and sat down. Now she is getting encouraged. Something is happening. So she repeats that dua by looking at the son, the prince. And the prince listens to it, take the ring from his hand and give it to her. She repeats the same dua by looking at the daughter. Daughter takes out the necklace from her and gave it to her. Now she turns around to the king and he stops her. So the whole day. What are you doing? Is there no limit to your greed? The Guru Dakshina I gave, he has given to you. My son has given you the most expensive ring. My daughter has given you the necklace. What more do you want? And by the way, what is so big deal about this dohra? This couplet, what does it say? And the Guru says, well, let me explain to you why I gave. I have spent all my life in meditating. And tonight, instead of spending this time in meditation, I am sitting in your court, enjoying the dance and the music. And I thought, she's reminding me, why are you wasting your time? All of your life is gone, only little bit is left, and are you going to waste it here? In music and dance, I am thanking him for reminding me, and I am now going to go. Everybody was stopped. Oh, is that what it means? And some says, no, that's not what it meant to me. What it meant to you? Well, I have been waiting that you will give me the automatic, you will voluntarily vacate the throne and give me the throne, and you are not leaving. I had conspired to attack tomorrow morning and take the kingdom away from you. And I thought she is reminding me, why are you becoming so impatient? He is an old man, he is soon enough to going to die. For just a little bit more time, you are going to take a bad name into your whole life. That's why I sent him. The king looked at the daughter and said, is that mean to you too? He said, no. The reality is I am in love with the guy who takes care of the elephant, Mahavat. And I know there is no way you are going to allow me to marry him. I was going to run away with him tomorrow morning. So I thought she is reminding me. He is old enough, he is going to die, your brother will agree with you. Just hold on. And the singer says, oh, I was trying to wake my donkey up. I was only trying to wake my tabla up. I didn't mean any one of those things. You see, what is said and what is received is dependent upon your filter. What filter is working in your mind will decide what message you will receive. Not everybody is receiving the same way. Cannot receive the same way because the filters are different. The poor lady was only trying to save her honor by not letting the Sabji go to sleep. And here, by trying to wake him up, she ended up waking the Rajguru and the prince and the princess. And the story of the night turned around totally different. 4 people sitting there, all receiving differently. One statement. So when you say, well, God is in everyone and is listening, what you have ignored is the filter in front of the God, which is the memory bank, which are the experiences, which is the knowledge, the information, all collected together. They determine what you will see in that message. That's what you're saying. That's right. The whole idea of meditation is, that's why we say, idea is always, stop the mind, stop the mind, stop the mind. Means what? That filter that is sitting in front of everything, that filter has to remove. Then, I can promise you, sitting there in meditation, you can sit your anger right in this chair and say, I'm looking at you. I know you are coming. I don't want to go. You want to go. You better sit there. Who's that I is saying, I don't want to go. That's the part that is in connection with that one, Satgur. Who's the part that says, I want to go? The part that is in connection with the Maya. You will be able to see that distinction loud and clear. All factors are clear. You can literally sit and talk with your anger. You can sit and talk with your greed. You can talk with your vasana, your desires, your moha. You can talk with your ego. You can have that conversation with your ego. In some of the movies they show this, don't they? The ego comes up and says, you are doing this. And then it says, no, I'm not doing that. So, no, yes, you are doing that. I was watching Ramayana last night and their Kakais and her alter ego are having a fight with each other. You, the one who said, I love the Ram most, you destroyed the household you built. Say, no, I did it. What would I do? I have to take care of my son, That is your moha talking, not you. And you can have that conversation. Meditators always do that because that's a part of the journey that we want to get started with the meditation. Meditation should mature to that level where you can see the intensity of the mind, that energy that's coming from. You'll be able to see the hunger. Aha, stomach is beginning to churn these liquids in there. It's asking for something more to be put in. You can see that. You can travel when you are eating with the morsel of the food as digesting. You can travel with it. It is now in the throat and now it is in the esophagus and now it is through the digestion pipe. Now it's gone to the stomach. Now it is churning there. You can literally watch the journey. Provided the mind has become one. So, अंतर्बाह तेरी वाणी तुझ आप कथीते आप बुखानी गुर कहे सब एको एको अवर न कोई होएगा जियो गुर कहे सब एको एको साहब मेरा एको है. Well, then how it becomes different to different people? Well, there it is. Jesus said there is only one Father. When he said there is only one begotten Son, was he calling himself to be the Son? That's a physical body? No. One Father, one creation. One Father, one Son. That means the whole creation. One Son. The only begotten Son. This creation. Allah, the all-merciful, all-knowing, all-forgiving. Is there more than one? No. Then how did Allah and God start fighting? When both of them are saying there's only one, who's fighting with whom? If there's only one. That's the tragedy with the mind. That's sitting, the monkey sitting there, interpreting it differently, turning it around differently. So, एको गुर कहा सब एको एको अवर न कोई होएगा जियो. Not only that, Gurbani says there shall not be another one. Not only that, it is guaranteed there is not going to be another one. अमृत रस हर गुर ते पिया हर पैनन नाम भोजन पिया नाम रंग नाम चोज तमाचे नाव नानक कीने भोगा जियो. So where does it come to rest? All of it. Amrit ras har gur te piya. Then Guru comes around and introduces you to the Naam Ras. So far we are only familiar with the other rasas. Naam Ras we get introduced to, and then what happens? Har panel Naam Bhojan Siya. Then the Naam becomes our the dress, Naam becomes our existence, Naam becomes meditation, becomes our whole sustenance. Naam Rang, Naam Choj Tamashe. All entertainment is now through Naam, through his word, through his meditation. So this is the hymn number 17 on page 99. So we will take a pause here today as per the scheduled time.